In strings, we begin to learn about reading music and reading notes. Here are some basics that you need to know. The note name, the letter name that we've been learning by rote, is determined by where that note head fits on a line or a space. So here, for example, on the violin staff here, if we click on this D, that note head right there on that space is the note D. Now, whether it's a half note like that or a quarter note like this, it doesn't matter. It's a D. Now, if it goes up one line, you have the note E. D to E. On the viola, this space right here, that is the note D. Go up one to the next line, that's the note E. D is the open string, E is the first finger. For the cello, this middle space, this middle line is the note D. That's your open D string. First finger is this note E. Now, to play the note F sharp, first in the notation, you have to have the sharp sign, also known as the pound sign or the hashtag. In music, we call it a sharp sign. So, for example, here on the violin line, that space, that's F sharp. For violas, notice it doesn't have the sharp sign. You need to add it there. Ooh, what happened? Let's erase that. There you go. Pound sign. F sharp. There we go. Here's pound sign. Sharp. F sharp. So that's what an F sharp looks like. So let's take, for example, here in the cello, the three notes we're going to worry about. Here's a D. Here's an E. And then the F sharp. Here in the viola line, D, E, F sharp. Violin line, D, E, F sharp. Now here we are looking at page 1 of the materials. Here's the violin page. You can look at your music if you play viola or cello and make the appropriate transpositions. Now, starting out at the beginning, just goes to the open strings. So this E right here on the violin is the open E string. On the viola and cello, it shows the C string. These are all open strings right here. So as you scroll down, here's page 1. We've got these whole notes. As we've discussed in class, these are 4 counts. This is a whole rest right here. You can tell it's a whole rest because it hangs below the line. So, for example, this exercise, line 1, would be like this. 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4. Exercise over. Going down, you can see line 2 is just the A string for 4 counts. Note there are no rests. You need to pay attention to when there's rests and not. Line 3 of page 1, open D string, and watch out for that rest. 4 beats of rest right there in the 3rd measure. Also, then line 4, this is a tricky one, starts with a rest. So you say ready, go, and then you do nothing but count silently for 4 counts. This is the open G string. Here's line 5, uses G, D, A, and E string. This measure of rest is used up in the viola and cello part with the open C string. Look at your packet and study it. Also, begin to notice which lines and spaces these different notes are on. When you get to page 2, we're using half notes and half rest, whereas the whole notes before were just a circle. Half rests are half notes, are an open circle with a stem. It doesn't matter what direction the stem points. It's still a half note. The stem direction is more about how high the note is. If it's a high note, the stem's going to point down. If it's a medium to lower note, the stem is going to point up. Let's take a minute. Look. Note head, note stem. Follow my cursor here. Okay, so here as we go through page 2, we got more open strings. Page 2 is still about open strings. Page 3, now we have the quarter notes. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. So here is page 3, line 1. Well, let's look at line 2. Here we've got 3 quarter notes in a row, and then a quarter rest. So line 2 here would be A, rest. A, rest. A, 1, 2, 3, 4, exercise over. You can tell when something is over at the end of a song by this double bar right here. So let's continue on. There's more open string songs. Let's zoom out a little bit. So there's page 2 and 3. Now let's look at page 4. Now page 4 is when we're finally introducing using a finger. The first finger to be more specific. So here we are. Page 4, line 1 is using the A string. Zoom in here. So we go, you can see this note A. The note head is on this space. So for violin, the note head on that space is always A. The next line up, the note B. This kind of rest is called a half rest. You can tell it's a half rest because it floats above the line. A half rest gets 2 counts. So this one would be like this. A, 2, rest, rest. 2, rest, rest. A, 2, rest, rest. B, 2, rest, rest. A, 2, rest, rest. Exercise over. Now we look at line 2. Hopefully you recognize the whole notes. You can see now the creator of the packet is using things we know with the half note and the half rest. Now we have whole notes, and then here line 3, quarter notes and half notes. So again, A's and B's. Here in line 4, we're using the D string. Now you'll notice as we go through this that the person who made this packet starts weaning you from note letters. Please don't write in the note names. Start memorizing what lines and spaces they're on. Here in line 4, the space D, E. No reminder on this one because it's repeated. Remember, these are whole notes, 4 counts. Lines 5, 6, and 7, same idea. Here in line 6, D, E, D, E, D, D, E, D, E, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4. Using that information, you should be able to figure out line 7. Moving along, if we look here at page 5, we can see that F sharp is being introduced. Space for D, the this bottom line, E, F sharp. Notice that we're using this pound sign or hashtag, which in music is called the sharp sign, to tell us it's F sharp. This is going to be really important later on when we also have to play F naturals, which is without the sharp sign. These are all natural notes also, but let's not worry about that yet. So as you look through here, you can start seeing the patterns. Space, line, space, going up each letter of the alphabet. As you look through your packet, you recognize it. And here we are, Hot Cross Buns, a song we already know, and you can see how it's written in the music. Going on to page 6, lots of the same information, except you can see where they've added this open A string, which you should remember from pages 1 and 2. Using this information of what note is needed based on the line or the space, you should be able to figure out Mary Had a Little Lamb and At Perot's Door.